Thing in the Bible that's really speaking to me right now is Psalm 27. And David says this awesome thing. He says, "One thing have I asked of the Lord, and this is the only thing I seek after, to dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to gaze upon his beauty and to inquire in his temple." David, who was a man after God's own heart, who, was king of Jerusalem, who, slayed Goliath, who this amazing man of God who had his sin. He said, "One thing I want in life, my dream, my vision in life, my purpose, my aim is to dwell with God, to be with God." Paul said the same thing. He said, "Oh, I want to know him and the power of his resurrection and the fellowship of sufferings. I press on to the high calling of knowing Christ." You see, the main vision that we need for our lives, the main vision I need to come back to for my life, is to spend that time with God, to be with my Creator, to be with my Father, to be with my best friend, Jesus. But oftentimes in life, if you're like me, you get distracted, sometimes even by good things or by other things. And like Martha, who was distracted by serving the Lord, I get distracted by different things that are good. And I forget to even really seek the Lord and spend that quality time with him. And God has been showing me recently that the one thing he wants from me is not my service. I mean, he does want my service, right? But the one thing he really wants from me is my heart. The one thing he really wants from me is my attention on who he is. Guard your heart. Your relationship with God is that foundation of your life. And if there's no relationship with God, there's no foundation for ministry. You see, ministry is a great thing. Serving God is amazing, right? We were created to not just love God, but love our neighbor. And ministry is just a means to loving our neighbor. But first is to love the Lord, to spend that time with God. And I just honestly confess, I repent because I've imbalanced my walk with God. I've been distracted by good things. I haven't prayed. I haven't been in the Word like I used to be. Like my first love was when I first came to Christ, man. I would just eat this Word. I would just read it constantly, and there's been just a fading. And I want to come back to that first place that I had with God.